Hi, welcome along to Beginners Pilates for Golf. So we're going to be working a little bit of our thoracic rotation, so our upper body twist, shoulder strength, shoulder mobility, as well as the full body flow, including our hips and our feet and ankles. So work the options that work well for you today. Breathe throughout, so be really aware that you're not holding your breath. If you can see your reflection in something, use that to help you, or maybe if you set your camera up, film yourself. See how you're moving compared to how you think you're moving, and see what you can improve the next time round. See what you can do to improve your rotation, your shoulder mobility next time you're out on the golf course. So we're going to start standing, working our way back down, working our way down to the floor. So if you bring your feet together, turn your toes out, turn your heels out, and try and stretch your toes out as much as you can. So you're trying to make your feet shaped, not shoe shaped. So your toes, the widest part of your foot. And we're just going to start with nice, easy shoulder circles. So circling all the way back round. Can you feel that squeeze between your shoulder blades as you take your shoulders back? One more this way. And we're going to circle forwards. This time, can you feel that stretch between your shoulder blades? And then one more round. Good. The shoulders just roll back and down. From there, coming into what we call neutral spine. So moving your heels, your hips, your shoulders, your earlobes in line. So front and back lift up very nice until literally feeling like you're growing taller by inches. And then tucking your chin in, lengthening the back of your neck. Just check that by growing tall, you haven't lifted up your rib cage. So as you grow tall, front and back lift up. Might feel a little bit of tension just coming here into your core, into your tummy, without you actively doing anything. So grow nice and tall. And then taking your ear to one side, over to the other side. I'm going to go one more either side. Last one. And we're going to change it into our head turns, or neck rolls, neck turns. So you're going to turn your chin all the way around to your shoulder. If you're happy to, tip your head back. And then we're going to roll down across to the other side. And again, if you're happy to, tipping your head back. If you don't like tipping your head back, miss that bit out. Then roll back down and around again. And we go one more either way. Still growing nice and tall. And the last one round. Come back to centre. And stretch your right arm all the way up and over. Circle your wrist. Circle the other way. Switching sides. Stretching the left arm all the way up and over. Circling your wrist. Circle the other way. Come back to centre. And we're going to change it into our upper body rotations. So you're trying to keep your hips really still. So belly button downwards, we're trying not to move. Feel like you're pressing your feet down. Feel like you're pulling your feet apart. So you kind of feel it switch on round up outside of your legs. So belly button upwards is where we're trying to rotate from. So you bring your arms up in front, so your hands together. You're going to draw your right elbow all the way back, a bit like a bow and arrow. Straighten your arm back behind you. See if you can stretch your fingers out. Fold back at your wrist. See if you can turn to look at your hand, but make sure that this hip hasn't turned back as well. And then bring your hand forward, and we're going to switch sides. So pull the left elbow all the way back, straighten your arm, stretch your fingers out. So if you can fold back at your wrist, turn to look back towards your hand. Bring the hand forward. We'll do a couple more inside. Keep growing nice and tall. Be aware that your shoulders aren't lifting up to your ears, so think nice long neck. And do one more either side. So remember your hips aren't moving. Almost feels like you're pushing your hips, you're trying to turn your hips the opposite way so your upper body's going. And come back to centre. Bring your arms down, shoulders can roll. We're going to come into a roll down. We're only rolling halfway. Have your hands on your legs if you'd like a little bit of support. Really focus on moving through your back, so you're not just kind of, you're not moving at your hips, you're just kind of sending your bum back. So grow nice and tall, back front neutral spine. Tuck your chin down, slowly roll down through your upper back, mid back, to about lower back, to your hands about level with your knees. Pausing, so you're going to breathe into your back. And as we breathe out, we're going to roll back up. So grow nice and tall. Lift up to your tiptoes, pressing into your big toes. Maybe lift and lower your arms. Lower your heels. And do that again. So roll over and down. Take time to move through your lower back. So again, pausing, hands on your legs if you like that extra support. Breathing in. And then breathe out, roll back up, grow nice and tall. Find that lovely long, tall, neutral spine. Lift back to your tiptoes. Arms lift and lower. And then our last one. So roll over and down. So you're going to pause halfway, breathing in. Breathing out, roll and restack. So grow tall, back that nice long, tall, neutral spine. Lift up to your tiptoes. Arms lift and lower. Bringing your heels back down. And I'm just going to do a few knee bends or a few lunges. So we're going to sit hips back and down, lift back up. So coming into a really kind of a small range squat to start with, and then we'll move it into our lunges. And you're going to 2, send your bum all the way back behind you. Maybe you've got a really comfy chair you're going to sit down in. Last one. Come back up. And we're going to change it to lunges. So I'm just going to face diagonally, so I've got space to move. Right leg. We're going to lunge forwards, step out the side, step it back, come back to centre. So we're going to do 4 sets on the right leg, and then we'll switch to the left leg. So you're going to step your right foot forwards. Bend both knees if you can, so your back heel lifts. Step back up. Step your foot out to the side. Step back up. Step your foot back behind you. Step back up. So lunge forwards. Step out to the side. So bending that standing, the moving leg, sorry. So your standing leg stays straighter. Step back. So we go 2 forwards. Out to the side. Step back. Last one on this side. So forwards. Side and back. And then we switch legs. So we step forwards, out to the side and back. For 3, we go forwards, out to the side and back. Body stays nice and upright. For 2, out to the side and back. And our last one, so forwards, out to the side, and back. Come back to centre. From here, we're going to roll down and come down to hands and knees. So come to the end of your mat. Again, grow tall, find a lovely long, tall, neutral spine. Tuck your chin down slowly, roll over and down again. Rolling further this time, bending your knees as you go. So you can bring your hands down to the floor. Pause for a breath. And then keep bending your knees. Come all the way down, 2 hands and knees. We're going to do a couple of cats and cows. We're going to round and arch through your back with your breath. Toes tucked under if you can. So as you breathe out, push yourself away from the floor. Round your back up to the ceiling. Head relaxes, tailbone tucks. So you're kind of looking back to your belly button. Then as you breathe in, lower your tummy towards the floor. Lift through your head to your tailbone. So you're arching your back down, and then exhale, rounding your back up. Push yourself away from the floor with your hands. Breath in, arching your back down, head, tailbone lifting. One more round, so breath out, push away from the floor, round your back, tailbone tucks, head relaxes, look back towards your belly button. Last one, as you breathe in, lift through your head, your tailbone. Come back to centre. So you're going to find that lovely long neutral spine again. So you're going to grow long from your head to your tailbone. If it helps, imagine you've got a tray of coffee on your back. Really hot coffee. So you're going to keep your back really still, really stable. Press your chest away from the floor. So we're not sinking down here. Press away from the floor. Your chin is tucked in. Hopefully you can feel a little bit of work going on here in your tummy, so you're not just allowing your belly to hang out. So keep lengthening, keep growing long, just your arms. So right arm's going to lift towards your ear and down. And your left arm's going to lift up towards your ear and down. You're trying not to twist or to move your back or your shoulders. Keep your breath moving, so you're not holding your breath. Keeping that back really still, so remember not trying to not spill your coffee. Where you're not dropping through the lower back. 2 more on either side. Keeping the ribs tucked in. Last one on either side. Keep growing long from your head to your tailbone. Untuck your toes. Pull back to a child's pose. So sit back towards your heels as much as you can. Stretch all the way out through your arms. Lift up, and you're going to come over onto your back. So roll all the way down on your back. Head comes down on the floor. Then just notice. So if you're looking back at the wall or the ceiling behind you, your chin's lifted all the way up, so it kind of feels like your head's falling off, or your shoulders are lifted up, or your neck feels uncomfortable, anything like that. Grab a really skinny cushion or blanket or pillow and just pop it underneath your head so you can lengthen your neck. Tuck your chin in, your shoulders should get a bit more comfortable. You've got a small gap of some sort underneath your lower back. So you haven't tucked your hips under, you haven't rammed your back to the floor. You're lying in your normal, your neutral, your natural spinal curves. So maybe you have enough space just to push your fingers beneath your back and the mat, or maybe just enough space for an end break. Arms are down to your side. Stretch them back, and then rest your hands on your tummy. We're going to lift just our head and shoulders, really small range. So make sure you're not kind of pulling your hips, tucking your hips under. Tummy stays flat and your back, lower back stays still. So you're not going to lose the gap underneath your back. Breath in. As you breathe out, peel your head, your shoulders up. So you're going to look towards your thighs. You can see, you can feel you haven't pushed out into your tummy. So that small gap underneath your back. Inhale as we lower. So breath in, breath out. Peel your head, your shoulders up. Look towards your legs. Inhale to lower. So as you breathe out, you feel quite a lot of work going on here in your core, in your tummy. But it's not pushing up into your hands. Bring your arms down to your sides if you want to. So we're going to go for 3. Reach through your fingertips. Inhale to lower. For 2. Keeping your chin tucked down. Last one. Rest back down. We're going to switch to our legs. So again, your tummy stays really flat. Rest your hands on your tummy for far. Firstly, if you want to, so you can then really feel that you're not pushing out your tummy, your back and your hips aren't moving. So all we're going to do, shuffle your feet away a little bit probably. We're going to keep that 90-degree bend in our knee. We're going to work from your hips. So you're going to float left leg up to your tabletop. So your knees on top of your hip, your shin parallel to floor. Really softly, really gently tap your foot down so you can't hear your foot land. Lift back up. And tap your foot down. Same leg, keep going with the left leg. Keep breathing so you're not holding your breath. We go for 3. Arms down to the side if you want to, for 2. 1 more, shoulders are relaxed. Place your foot all the way down and switching legs. So right leg floats up to your tabletop. Your tummy, when you're not pushing out into your tummy, lower your foot, tap it down really gently and lift. Keeping the neck long, chin is tucked. We go for 3, for 2, and for 1 more. And then hug both knees all the way into you. Allow your back to round. Bring your feet down. You're going to roll to one side. And then you can rest your head on your arm if that's good, or a cushion if you prefer. Stack your legs, your knees. Your knees are bent. Not quite 90-90, so your knees kind of reach away from you a little bit. Your heels pretty much in line with your bum. Rest your hand on your hip. So the idea is your hips are not going to move in this one. You're just going to open and close your knee. So as you lift your knee, you're not rolling backwards. So we go for 3, for 2, and 1. Lengthen your leg all the way out. Point your foot. We're going to draw circles. So fairly small circles. We go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then circles the opposite way. For 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Bring your leg back in. We're going to press up to sitting. Bring your legs round in front, so you come into what I call diamond legs. So your feet are together, but your legs kind of like make a big diamond shape. We're just going to side bend stretch. So stretching one arm over. We switch sides. Come back up. Bring your legs round, and we're going to switch to the other side, the other leg. So come down, rest your head on your arm or a cushion. Bend your knees. Work around your calves. Head on your cushion or your arms. So your knees are slightly pointing away, knees are stacked. Hand on your hips again. Really be aware that your hips are moving and open and close your knee. So we go for 3, for 2, 1 more. And lengthen your leg all the way out. We're going to do our circles. Point through your toe. Keep the leg as long as you can. Circle for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. And then circling the opposite way for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Bring your knee in. We press back up to sitting. Swing your legs back round, so back to the giant diamond legs. We do our side bend stretch again. So stretch one arm all the way over. Switching sides. Come back to centre. And then you're going to come down onto your tummy. We're going to come into our darts. So come all the way down to your tummy. Legs are long. Toes are on the floor. Maybe your legs are about mat width. Arms come down to your side. The arms are nice and long. Keep your toes on the floor. Really feel your toes staying on the floor. Shoulders roll back and down. Palms face into your thighs. Breath in. Lengthen through the lower back, tailbone slightly tucked if you can. As you breathe out, peel your head, your chest up. Squeeze between your shoulder blades. Feel like you're trying to lift your arms and squeeze your arms into your body. And then inhale, we lower. Exhale, peel your head, your chest up, go long from head to toe. Squeeze your arms in, try to lift your arms. Feel that squeeze between the shoulder blades and we lower. It almost feels like your arms are picking you up, pulling you back. Exhale, lift up, so you're not using your breath or your tummy to push yourself up. Inhale as you lower. We're going to go for 2. Our last one. Good work. Bring your hands down. Push up to hands and knees. Pull back to your child's pose. Toes tucked under maybe this time. And we come back to hands and knees. We're going to come into our thread the needle. We're going to upper body twists. So again, press yourself away from the floor. Long line from head to tailbone. As you breathe in, you're going to reach your right arm up towards your ceiling. As you breathe out, keep your left elbow straight. Just going to reach the right arm all the way through to the side. So look for your hand, reach all the way through. Breath in, lift your arm back up. And sit. Breath out, thread your arm all the way through. You're 3. Hopefully each time you lift your arm, you might get a little bit higher, a little bit more in your twist. For 2. Notice how this side feels as you're twisting open and closed. We're going to switch sides. So left arm this time. See how the left side feels compared to the right side. So as you breathe in, left arm lifts all the way up. As you breathe out, thread, reach your left arm all the way through. So look for your fingers, reach, reach, reach. Good work, that's it. Breath in and lift. Breath out to twist. Got 3. For 2. Last one. Bring your hands down. Pull back to a child's pose. Knees wide, toes together. Stretch all the way out. Hands on either side of your mat. Place your left hand on your right hand. Press down, pull back, so you get a really nice stretch all down the left side. Left hand goes back, the left side. Right hand, place it on top of the left hand. Press down, pull back, so you find that stretch down your right side. Bring your hands back in. Around to sitting. And that's it. For your first Beginners Pilates for Golf. So hopefully that was good. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you on the mat for the next one. Take care.